technology step toward a future in excellence.
All of us are talking about, right? It's not only about the environment, which today is the main focus. It's also, so, just having a sense of respect towards everybody, big or small, even if you're upset about something, how do you learn to respectfully disagree? How do you make sure that, certain hurdles you've come across, you kind of hurdles for somebody else's life? These are values. And again, going back to the moral science that you were talking about, that is important. I mean, this is how the extra bit. I would say these would be just those first steps, and then of course, then later that you can go into also segregating your waste, making sure your personal choices about study and career and organizations that you want to go towards are in line with your values as well, because then you are pushing the industry, you are pushing university, teach, so then you become the agent of change in that sense. So and then just pass the message, speak about, and like I said, I'll just end with saying that be questioning, go with data, question that why is this really responsible? Because what's happening is there's a lot of large companies. On one hand, they'll be polluting the rivers, and then on the other hand, they would be doing great CSR. So, things like that. Power company who will just sell off the thermal, the coal plants, but it'll be sold to their own private company. So it's off the listed company, still owned by them, things like that. So it's very important to, to question.
Thank you, Minya. And Manav, would you, Minya said?
Yeah, I mean, basically, it's a mindset. I would even go a step further and say people accountable for it. Unless you're going to be asking the questions, hey, why are you doing it? Don't you think this is that? Nothing will change. We all care about jobs, but believe me, walk into their job interview and ask, what are you doing about your sustainable practices? What do you do to control the environment? Believe me, you're going to get that job. Ask that question, right? Even when you're learning technology like AI, look at how you can deploy AI for farmers, for better health care, for climate action, right? Today, there's something called technology for good. And if you have that skill, you're already hireable, right? So look at that. If you are looking from a purchasing standpoint, right? You need to purchase from people who are ethical, right? I know a lot of students now, I won't name the company, a big company came to me and said, can you help us in our sustainability efforts? And I said, why? And they said, because many good students, what are you doing?
Oh, wow.
And we want to have a good story. Now, this organization just wants to have a story, which is fine. As long as you do it, is fine. Whether it comes intrinsically or because of some pressure from the environment, it's okay, right? At least there are some good people like you asking that question. So ask those questions. Many people have said no to very good job offers because they know they employ girl child or child labor, right? Just find out, are you working for an ethical? Now, unless you do that, I know jobs are important. I know placements are important. I know a great career is important. But yeah, you can achieve both, be sustainable, be accountable, ask people, and still have a great career. Believe me, these two things are not separate. It's all together. You'll have a great career if you go with mindset.
Yes, very true. I still remember being taken aback when I had gone somewhere and I saw a little soap which had a wrapper which said made, and I was rather taken aback because that was the first time I had seen it. I said, what has soap making got to do with ethics? And that, oh my God, this is what it is. So it's never too late to ask questions and learn and look it up. And, there's Google always there to answer all your questions.
Yeah, in fact, some of the football fans out there, you probably, I won't name the brand, but probably you saw what Cristiano Ronaldo just, could, the stocks down because he didn't want to promote a category of drinks, right?
Yeah,
he thought that, water is good, and he took that drink
Yes.
off the table, and the stocks went down. What happened now?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, it's, okay, let me see if there are any questions which, Dr. Isha, with your tremendous experience and with you interacting with young people every day, what are your thoughts on this? What are students about sustainability? I know your institution, promotes it in a big way. And you said, you always keep it in mind. It keeps it in mind. So specifically, could you tell us what exactly is done amongst the student community to foster the sense of ability and,
Yeah. So basically, when I talk about Hindustan University, we have adopted many villages.
Okay.
And where our students are going there, and they're telling the villagers that how to live, what are the things to do, how they can do the agriculture, how they can, and other things. At the same time, our students are also participating in various other programs also, through which they take very seriously that they will be able to achieve the sustainability. As everybody is saying, it should come out from their own thing. They should have a passion towards that. So many of our students are passionate, giving how they will be able to contribute to society while they are studying. So it's done. And when we talk about any social responsibility program, we get a very for going for a beach cleaning or anything like that. We get a very good number of students who come and participate wholeheartedly, and we are able to do that. Very happy and very much active with that.
Okay, that's really nice to know, because I think that's what is the need of the hour. There is a question from an anonymous attendee who wants to say, please suggest some good courses in management studies.
In management studies at large.
Yeah, well, that's all she says. He or she says.
Sure. So from what I hear, I think it's doing a great job. I see some very relevant courses out there which are, there. So that's very good. I mean, and in India, let me just look at first India and then abroad. Yeah. So in India, IIMs have actually completely integrated sustainability across their curriculum. I was just on chat also having a to and fro with one of the students who conversed. Some standalone courses that are being, incorporated. But I would say in India, it's you could look at your MBA at some of the very good normal B schools, IIMs, and all that, wherever you like. But along, take a look at the World Bank. They have some very good courses online. Along with your MBA, you could do that. There is also San Francisco-based climate school. There is, of course, my fellowship. It's called the Fellowship for Climate Action, by Mr. Ajay P. Ramal. So we are able to provide a year-long, very intensive and advanced, which is subsidized for everybody. So it's a completely zero profit, minus profit kind of initiative. There, and it's very. We have 32 countries represented.
Could you just say the name again, Minya? What is that course called? What is it?
Fellowship for Climate Action.
Fellowship for Climate Action. Okay.
Climate Action, yeah. And so these are, and then there is the EIA, in Paris. They also offer some online courses. So at the moment, and my fellowship is also online. It started because of the pandemic, and it's working very well because it is working well because then practitioners from across the world can be part of the fellowship. So we're going to keep it that way. Courses abroad, these schools abroad. I think I mentioned this before as well. So, not only there's SOAS, which is doing a good job. I think at the moment they are the ones who are really doing a really good job with research as creating different aspects of sustainability within their teaching. None of the, I mean, so there's Columbia Business School, which is because it's because sustainable finance is a big thing. That since March this year, any investment in the EU needs to have an ESG report, which is the environment, social, and governance.
Oh, I see.
So yeah, and then my ex-employer, Goldman Sachs, they issued $750 billion worth bond sustainable finance. So New York being the epicenter of finance, so, and of course the UN. The Columbia Business School is also very, has made some good strides in clubbing kind of sustainability into their curriculum. To have a day when I can say much more on this topic, and I myself am trying to kind of embed this into both universities as well.
That's nice. I think this whole thing you talk about, you and Manav spoke about, bringing it downstream. That is starting really has a lot of potential. I think that's great, because then we will not be struggling with it so much later.
Yeah, downstream as in real downstream. Why I'm working on advanced level, but now we're also starting a school in Dubai for kindergarten, which has age group, and putting in place these practices at such an early age.
Wonderful. And I think it also it would be fabulous. Teachers were indoctrinated, and a lot of the teachers now who are who have been teaching, say, for the last 20 years, 25 years, like Manav said, sustainability was perhaps not even there. I mean, I'm not suggesting Manav is my age. I'm much older, Manav. What I mean is, it was vocabulary, environment, sustainability, and things like that. So I think to indoctrinate and to offer training systems for teachers in school would be a great way of taking this forward.
Actually, Pankaj, sorry, talk time, but you hit the nail on the head, because teachers are the most important thing. Again, an example where they've made these beautiful domes, these glass domes where they've put all this forestry inside, where students can go and nature. Great infrastructure. They haven't trained the teachers. So when I went to meet with them, same old. I mean, it doesn't make up and spend a lot on all the thing. But if you don't train your teachers, and for universities, so for example, at HIT, Mr. Dr. Degadisha, if you are incorporating courses related to sustainability and embedding it across a curriculum, teachers unlearn a lot of the things that they've learned. And students also, and teachers, to kind of change the perception of what they probably think is,
Absolutely. I think acknowledging that is half the battle won. Manav, there is a question from Chitra R, who says, 5 trillion economy and missing infrastructure and India's new data economy. How do we overcome the issues of ethics and business?
It's a very deep question. I'm not sure if I have the answer, right? But it's a great question. I can make an attempt. And there is no A answer. There's B answer and there's C answer. But I would say, we need to really make this as far. Everything starts from education. The way we are taught in school, how to us, how parents teach us. I mean, sustainability has to become part of parenting as well. It has to become part of your core education. That is the way you can do it. The reason I was disappointed is not that I don't want to do it, but with a slightly older student lot and even people in the corporate, it's hard to change mindsets. It's not part of your DNA, and it's not part of your DNA. You cannot achieve the stuff that you're talking about at scale is looking at sustainability. I find people in the villages, it's easy when I talk to them. When I talk to people and we go to the education institute, they say, yeah, we have a recycling initiative. Well, that's good. That's one part that you're doing, but what are you truly doing? And I think, and we don't have to treat sustainability like any other like science topic or biology topic or geography. It needs to be ingrained. And unless you are passionate about making a difference, you won't make a difference. Let's be very simple. I mean, unless you are about creating an impact, you can't create an impact. You don't create an impact because you're getting paid for it. You create an impact because you truly care for it. And I have discussions on sustainability. I first just ask them that what calls you means what disturbs you. What are you not okay with? What are things happening in the world that you wish you can go back and correct it? And we start sustainability basic question, which is very simple, that what calls you. Because unless this becomes a part of your calling, you can do some surgical process and do some like a robot. You can also do sustainability, but unless it comes from within, and the within part of your education system is truly what I believe.
Okay, that's great. That's great. I think that is the only way forward. Dr. Isha, question from Dr. Ramesh Sardar, who wants to know what content should we be teaching in sustainability for management? So would you have, I mean, what do you teach your management students in terms of sustainability?
As I told in my presentation, we have both in class and also outside, both we are doing it. So because we have a project-based learning system. Learning systems, the students are put into a project and then they learn how to do it. So for example, let's say,
so can you give an example of a project?
Let's say related environment. So
for example,
in that case, when students are put into a project and then they have to do everything to learn how it has happened, the faculties goes with them and they see how it can be done and what is the result of that, what are the challenges you face, and what is the solution that you have to bring and how it has to be done. So that is way.
Okay, that is good. I think we have to wind up. Unfortunately, a nice subject. We could just go on about it. There's so much to learn from all of you, Dr. Isha, Minia, to continue this conversation further at a future date. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. I have learned a lot from today's session. I shall definitely be a little bit more conscious. And I think sometimes all it requires is a conversation to start us thinking. And thank you for triggering that thought process in all of us. And all the young distinguished panelists say that if you want that fancy job, you better start thinking sustainable, because that's not the future, that is the here and now. So thank you very much again.
An interesting question. What is important, passion or money? And I just want to say both.
Oh yes, of course.
Both are important. Passion and money, both. It's not either or. It's both.
No, it's not either. Exactly.
Actually, yeah. I say this to young people all the time, that you have to do what you're passionate about, and then you'll get the money.
Yes. I know a lot of ask me saying, okay, so how much will my salary be? And so to myself, I sort of want to snap at them saying it's going to be a lot more. For half the experience, I have about 4 times the experience, but whatever, but yes, that's true. That is true. The money will come, and it doesn't have to be either or. You just do it. I know there are so many huge corporates who are going down the sustainable path, and they've made it, they've made it for better word. And I think that's the way forward, to make it a buzz, to make it contemporary, to make it a language that all of us understand, not some old fogey saying, plant a seed and tomorrow the apple will be yours and all that. It's all about the here and the now. And it all made so much. You were speaking, and I just hope we take it forward, and I just hope there's a very bright future awaiting India, environmentally and in every other way, and the world. Why India? Globally, you know. So thank you so much. Stay safe, and absolutely wonderful. What a lovely evening that was.
Thank you. Have a good
Thank
weekend.
you very much for being
Thank you.
here. Yeah, you too.
Right,
You
thank
too.
you.
Bye. Bye.
No,
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.